Right to the game, just like we drew it up.
Here we go, TTV versus Amaterasu. Amaterasu coming from your losers bracket. TTV, the team to dispatch them and send them down here. We're going to see if they can do it again, and they're going to have to beat TTV in 2 series if they want to win this whole thing, Doob Snacks. And don't forget, there is $10,000 on the line right now.
That's a lot of cheddar. And I'll tell you what, TTV does not want to leave this thing up to a bracket reset. They're going to try and sort this out in short order, right in the face of Amaterasu. They say, Amaterasu, you won in March. Luminosity, you won in February. April, it's TTV time.
And this is the time to win. This is where the most championship points can be earned. This is where the most money can be earned. And this is where the most guac can be earned for Lutano's Guac Bowl, as we see Blissey and Comfy being snapped up by Amaterasu. You know, I think they're saying, I don't really want to see Ender on that Blissey. We kind of saw what they did.
Clefable, a great option, though, for Ender. Tons of heals coming out of that. Otter on the Mew as well. We're going to see them lock it up for sure. I just want to see if Lutano ends up back on the Sylveon. Is that the direction they want to move? But there's a real opportunity here for a Glaceon, and we know Trainer likes that Pokemon.
Yeah, we're going to see what they want to pull in here, but Glaceon's just been so effective, and it's not surprising that they are hovering it right now. Nudo, this will be an interesting choice. They are going to steal away the Sylveon. It looks like they don't want Lutano playing that Pokemon that was such a thorn in their side earlier. What is he going to land on now?
Well, the Dodrio has been banned out. That is a Pokemon that Lutano has been very decent with, but you know, there's an opportunity for a Guardian Central Area type approach, which we have seen Lutano use, and that is what I like to see. Lutano going to be chucking bombs from a distance.
And interestingly enough, there was not a moment it seemed like they were possibly thinking about Urshifu right here, but Amaterasu was, as they are locking in this right now. Got Celestial on this Lucario right here. Otter on the Mew, which Otter's Mew is just absolutely insane. Zugrug, of course, on the Slowbro. Both teams right here look amazing. Amaterasu looks like it's filled with counter picks to TTV, and we're going to have to see how TTV adjusts to this.
Yeah, Rolling's going to have to do a lot of legwork here, not only to do some supplementary heals to JL, who is probably going to be bubbling around Yeetfan, maybe even on Roland in certain situations, but Rolling is going to play that pseudo-tank role that we've been talking about. It's clear that Zugrug is on the defender. Roland in the support role. We know Blissey has a huge HP pool, and they're going to have to leverage that very well, because you do not want this backline touched by any of the Pokemon on the side of TTV.
Here are 2 teams heading into game. TTV, Amaterasu. TTV just needs to win 1 series here. Amaterasu is going to have to beat them twice, but teams have done it here in the grand finals, and Amaterasu, they have been in every single finals of the UCS here this year, so they are no stranger to the grand finals, and they're no stranger to winning one. TTV, this would be their first big win of the year.
Leveraging our new CP system in UCS Season 2, Amaterasu, yes, they want to win. Yes, they need to bounce back. But the fact that they've got yet another finals appearance is going to award them so much CP that they're going to stay up on that leaderboard for CP and NA and hopefully get their ticket to Yokohama.
And here we have Mew and Slowbro heading to this bottom path right here. Kung-Fu just hanging out in this central area, as we talk about a lot. This Pokemon really struggles without a nice bit of experience early, so you often send it towards this central area here. TTV, we have Gardevoir in their central area trying to get their level 5 as quickly as they can so they can evolve. Nudo just running across the map right here, scoring a quick 11 points and evolving at the same time.
They've got an opportunity in this Clefairy, but Nudo's not interested in that what at all. Look where they're peeling to. Celestial, big Hyper Voice, deals some good damage, but a little Ender pick-me-up makes sure that Celestial isn't on the backside of a Nightmare. Hyper Voice gets another wild Pokemon down for Amaterasu. They're looking pretty good in the early stages.
Here we go. Espeon banned out 5.4% of the time. Dodrio banned out a ton in this tournament, 56% of the time. Nobody wants to deal with a 3-hatted bird.
Surprisingly, Espeon's win rate has been very low, but when it's not banned enough, it obviously ends up on some teams that take losses. So that's where you see that parity break out. Look at this, that big Wicked Blow takes all the birds in the middle, allows Trainer to focus fire onto Otter, deal some damage there, buy some time for Yeetfan. Roland playing forward, doing their job as is expected. Wicked Blow goes back, that's to buy time. They eat an egg, nom 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 nom, and now they're backing up. Roland's got the support.
now we have Slowbro continuing to push forward here. Nice big surf, and I know you love to see a surf. Slowbro right here, surf plus, such an amazing move, and a staple of Dubsnex when he is playing the Pokemon.
Yeah, and you know what? It doesn't look half bad. Just kidding. It looks awful. Zugrug's pristine, though, and that's the player to watch here. They are an aggressive defender player that's very good at buying time and space for the rest of the squad.
Take a look at this. Ender with a nice secure right there. This Moonlight is going to output a ton of healing for the team. Obviously, the Comfey is much more targeted as Lucario is going to have to run away from this, getting caught right here. Here comes the Sylveon looking to pick up this KO. No, just juking them a little bit. Can they leave? No, they are not able to make it out. Very close. Ender having to run back into the tall grass right here because they are being chased down. A nice big double KO for the side of Amaterasu.
Was that a nice little Vine Whip by JL to just lock down for a moment, let Nudo get the KO? That was huge, bouncing back through Glaceon. These EVs are looking nasty. A little pink and blue action. Baby colors, if you will, but they're getting it done. Nothing baby about this. Celestial shows up just in time to get KO'd yet again. Ender's got a player to pick up, and that's a Slowbro. They don't need that much help, but in the face of Amaterasu's damage, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. And look at Amaterasu. It feels like they are all over this top path, completely in control up here as Ender makes their way to the top. Now gets to evolve into Gardevoir. Yeet Fan down in this bottom path, charging up that Wicked Blow. Able to take a lot of that. A big surf to the face as well, but they're doing okay. Running back, grabbing a berry and a Comfey Collars. We are 5 seconds away from this first bottom Reggie of our grand finals.
Roland getting some pressure forward, getting some eyes, and it's easy to see where they're at right now. Ender, Zugrug, and Otter peeling down. Comfey hops on Roland. That was an option that we were talking about. Wicked Blow is charged up. Solar Beam comes through and hits too. Roland takes tons of damage. Regirock comes through with the support on Slowbro. They get a KO. Glaceon heats up after their Unite move. Can they get any Icy Winds? They're forced to retreat. And there goes another one. The Slowbro is surfing, hanging 10, and that's too many bodies as they pull back downstairs. The Regirock is in the hands of TTV. Can Amaterasu make a play? The Comfey is looking to put their collar on somebody, but look where Trainer is. They're completely bubbled out. Is it a prayer play by JL? No, not this time. Otter seals it up. They're collapsing on Roland. Is that going to be another courtesy KO off the back of a Regirock? We're going to find out soon. Yeet Fan moving through, trying to get it done, but TTV takes a deep breath. They take a big W in that exchange.
Wow, what an incredible fight. TTV played that incredibly well. I love the Unite move there from Lutano, but then we had the amazing eject button saying, no, you're not going to catch me with that. Trainer actually able to back out in that moment. Yeet Fan becoming the Yeet Man for a moment right there, pushing TTV back out. Incredible fight from TTV. Looks like they had a kind of a difficult start, but what a great fight once they all got together.
Yeah, Amaterasu needs to take a deep breath and focus in here. They had some decent exchange, but really got kind of the lesser end of that. TTV working through and doing a good job when they decide to collapse on top of this team. Regieleki at half HP. We're going to see if Celestial decides to make a move. They dart right in, and it's the Urshifu that takes it. Yeet Fan getting credit for that. Big Comfey Unite. Excuse me, that's not a Comfey Unite. They're working through. They're moving through. They're trying to get it done, and they're getting some heals back. The Hyper Voice is finding its mark. The Regieleki hits, and they might get an overdunk here.
Very nice overdone. Comfey actually popping off to score 13, then hopping right back on as they continue pushing towards this tier 2 goal of TTV. 5 seconds until they have a jump pad up here, so they're able to score a few more points before they run on home. Big boosted attack, but that Comfey is going to be able to heal that up nicely. Trainer taking some experience in this central area. Amaterasu not looking amazing at the bottom Reggie, but at the top Reggie, they were crushing TTV as they move towards this bottom goal zone. We could have another siege here as 5 members of Amaterasu are here.
They just kind of spin back as they see Lutano come up. That's huge damage that can be thrown into their face and really keeps them from being able to engage in a successful fashion. Meanwhile, Celestial is just working on getting their stacks in on their own. They're playing by themselves in the top path. Zugrug looking for an opportunity. Is there a surf that's going to be coming through to chip up one of the key components here? The Registeel's going down quickly. Big surf chips up Roland, but they go through, and they actually hit it on the Bliss Assistance. Fairy Singularity does it, but the Bliss Assistance picks up Yeet Fan to make sure they don't go down. The pressure's back the other way. They're trying to see who they can find. Nudo goes deep with the Sylveon Unite. Can they find anybody with the Hyper Voice? They have the Comfey Collar. They have a lot of sustain. Zugrug's doing a great job fending off 3 players for Amaterasu. No points really going in until Roland had the opportunity, but they get stymied by Zugrug. Yeet Fan still looking for an opportunity here. Solar Beam comes through, and I think TTV has successfully defended this thing. I mean, they're cashing in bodies to make it happen, but Amaterasu is looking at that goal zone and finally have to peel back.
Amaterasu doing extremely well in this fight, and they knew that they could. As soon as they saw Celestial, the Lucario, scoring the top path, they were aware that it wasn't going to be in this fight, but that doesn't mean it's not coming down for this one. Big time Bone Rush. Here come the extreme speeds, and they're looking to take down that Urshifu. They do. Nice Unite move there from Zugrug, the slow bro, and they are now peeling out. Yeah, Amaterasu just could recognize that without a member of TTV there, they had a huge advantage. They were able to push that, secure that objective, and pick up a couple big KOs. Great fight from Amaterasu.
Yeah, normally a Clefable sitting on top of your chest would feel pretty awful, but in this game, Moonlight doing tons of work, picking up Celestial in a big way, allowing them to go deep in tandem with Zugrug. They seal up a big KO on Yeetfan. Amaterasu easily taking Regieleki, and really TTV, no real interest in that to show up. They're just going to try and melt this thing down and do some work somewhere else on the map.
Yeah, they're going to be able to take this down pretty quickly with this Gardevoir. As long as someone from Amaterasu does not push with this. We have Nudo up here in this top path, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It could be enough to annoy TTV, but TTV is going to get this Regieleki with enough time to head down to the bottom path and fight if they would like, while Amaterasu is crashing this goal right now.
Yeah, Gravity Moonlight combo going to cut off Yeetfan a little bit. They're caught behind. Otter is the one getting Magical Leaf down by the Comfey. Yeetfan able to sustain a little bit because they are holding a big time serve, chips them up. Serve plus indeed, and they are able to cash in those KOs. Otter and the pressure is on. They're seeing if they can find rolling it. Look at Celestial move. They got up there and they cashed that in. KO streak of 2 for the Mew, but that was off the back of great work by Celestial.
You know, you've got this extreme speed Lucario, one of the highest skill ceiling builds inside of Pokemon Unite. It's extremely difficult to play well, but we're seeing Celestial doing just that. And they don't have a lot on the side of Amaterasu that could actually stun and slow it down. It's doing an amazing job as we see Urshifu moving in right here. Massive Surf Plus, and this fight is starting right now.
Bliss is installed Yeetfan. They spin back the other way. They're going to try and find themselves a KO, but they go down in short order. Yeetfan, yes, they have the Bliss assistance, but they are forced completely out of pocket. Sylveon's holding the Comfey collar. Can they do anything with it? Fairy Singularity, single shot. Comfey Unite comes out, tons of heals come back. Celestial solo. Surf Plus comes through. They chip it up. Sylveon sorts out the Lucario. Can they get some more? Slow beam. No, sir, not today. Beaming them down. JL stuck by themselves. They get Surf Plus again. That move looking really good, Spraggles. Let's see where TTV ends up as they actually scramble to score in this situation.
Yeah, TTV does not have a lot of secure on their side, so they are not starting with this Rayquaza just yet. 238 now to 134. They are ahead on the scoreboard as Amaterasu moves into the central area, looking to take this Rayquaza. Trainer in a little bit of trouble, getting chipped up here by the Gardevoir right now. There's the Comfey collar, so they're going to be able to have some sustain throughout this fight as we are right back into it.
Solar Beam comes through. Yeetfan's on the backside. Can they actually get to Otter, though? No, they're forced to retreat. Electro Ball comes through, sources them out. Sylveon takes out Celestial, which is a good start, but they're moving through. Rayquaza's Kennen getting chipped in on. Ender making their way around Moonlight. Let's see if they can Gravity it down to buy some space. Collar comes on. The big Surf Plus again. It is unstoppable. A saltwater tastes terrible. Take a drink, says TTV. JL just getting chased by Ender. Support on support action here. This is the type of stuff of legend as this Clefable is violently chasing a string of flowers. And look at Zugrug. I have Surf Plus. I'll just back up, bait and switch. Yeetfan trying to make something happen, but not today.
They're going to need to watch this Tier 1 goal, but there's very little time left. There's no one from Amaterasu that really has the ability to score. Urshifu not going to be able to make it down there as we have Lucario and Mew there to stop them. TTV going to take a convincing victory here in game number 1. Rayquaza's just hanging out saying, does nobody care about me anymore? I mean, come on. It used to be a pretty popular objective.
This is the perfect yin and yang we've been talking about TTV now that they've added Celestial and Otter. Celestial and Otter, we know they can get into the middle and take down that main objective. TTV historically plays a little bit more of a suffocating style. When you mix those two together, they have a perfect balance of both. TTV identified the opportunity here to go score, take a good team fight, and this was the Anaconda strategy to employ. You do not want to give them the opportunity to claw back into this. Put the pressure on. You want to talk about the Anaconda Vice Grip, you better start squeezing now because you don't want Amaterasu to have any air left when you're done.
That's right, and momentum is such a huge thing here in Pokemon Unite. TTV right now has that momentum, and they do not want to lose it. Amaterasu is going to have your first pick here in this draft, and we're going to see what they want to change up. TTV saying, no, you can't pick Comfey. Amaterasu banning out the Dodrio, so let's see what they snap up first.
It's very unique how they're picking Pokemon into the face of these two teams. You know, a Hoopa hover there, ending up locking in the Slowbro. Ender is phenomenal on Hoopa as well. We saw plenty of great JL Hoopa work earlier. Now this is great for Amaterasu. They have an opportunity to end up on the Hoopa if they want it, because Ender's Egg Bombs, as we saw before when they actually sent Amaterasu to the lower bracket, were keeping the resets from happening. So they feel comfortable in giving Ender the Blissey and the work that they can do on that Pokemon.
Trainer getting Glaceon. I have to wonder if Espeon is going to be picked up here by Amaterasu. No, they are not picking it up right yet. TTV moving on over to see what Pokemon they are going to grab. Ooh, Zugrug possibly on the Snorlax, possibly on the Wigglytuff. Lutano hovering that Sylveon that they were playing earlier. You know, Wiggly and Sylveon actually make a pretty amazing combo, and Lutano is saying, you know what, I actually think we want to grab this Lucario first before it can get stolen away from us.
The fact that Espeon might be picked last here is absolutely crazy to me. That Pokemon has looked great all day. Look at the beef in front of that Espeon. You have a Trevenant and a Slowbro. It's going to be tough sledding to get to that back line. They have some decent ranged attacking out of Otter. They have great movement, and so does Celestial on the Lucario. So they do have opportunities to get through Roland and Nudo by proxy, just by going around them. But if you're trying to go straight at them, you've got a brick wall ahead of you.
Here we possibly have the battle of the special attackers right here. We've got Gardevoir, Mew for the side of TTV, and we have Espeon, Glaceon on the side of Amaterasu. So we are just going to be throwing long-range special attack damage at each other, while this massive front line of Amaterasu is going to try to soak all of that up. And then we have TTV, a little different. We've got Ender, who could be healing or shielding Zugrug. Zugrug, of course, as that Wiggly, going to be an incredible front line. And then we have Celestial, who, instead of being more of a front line, is going to be that Pokemon trying to dive into the back there and do something about this Espeon and do something about this Glaceon in some of these bigger fights.
Really want to highlight, if Zugrug goes with the Sing build of Wigglytuff, it's going to lower the special defense of everybody on Amaterasu that is put to sleep, and that's going to allow those shots from Lutano to reach the next level and get some big-time KOs. Of course, Otter as well on the Mew, and you know that's going to be how they're going to be calculating these engagements. I especially like on the Wigglytuff, they had the eject button to be able to dart in, sleep them down, and then maybe a Fairy Singularity right into the middle with a Solar Beam combo, something like that.
Here we have Amaterasu versus TTV. Game number 2 of your grand finals. Amaterasu needs some wins here. They need to hold on. TTV trying to shut the door on them right now. Take them out in this first series and take their big prize money. Take all of those championship points and take their first big win of the season. What a better time to do it than when all the money's on the line.
Yeah, it'll make a statement for sure, and really make sure that everyone knows that NA is truly wide open.
Here we go. Trainer heading into this central area right here, just picking up some experience while we see Amaterasu handing off that blue buff over to Espeon, walking into path right away at level 4. Very, very common strategy right here, as is pushing towards Otter, pushing towards Zugrug. Nice big secure there with the Psyshock.
Slowpoke and Espeon, we've seen it over and over again, a very good tandem in this bottom path. Zugrug is going to have to find their way to be successful here and get to Wigglytuff in short order, because the Sing is going to be the key to maintain these engagements early on.
Let me tell you, Otter right there, I love that play that they just made, throwing up that light screen and actually moving the wild Pokemon so that the Psyshock missed. What an incredible play to stop that Psyshock from stealing away the wild Pokemon. I mean, it's a really tough thing to do, is just outplay Yeet Fan somehow. And they did it.
Otter's Mew work has been phenomenal all day long. Surgical precision with that Pokemon, with the light screens, with the solar beams, with the replay, darting across, using the eject button to reset your solar beam location. Celestial taking a huge chunk of damage, though. They're forced to retreat. Curly is there, and they're doing some damage, but Amaterasu with a good little push, because they had 4 players in the cut for that engagement.
Here we go. They're sent back through the hyperspace hole. They can heal up. Glaceon going to not be taking that portal back, heading back into the central area. They're going to give a little bit of it over to their Phantup, so it could evolve into a Trevenant right here. Zugrug moving forward with a little bit of a sink, putting Slowbro to sleep right here. Big time boosted, and Electro Ball to secure that wild Pokemon right there. It is just a fight over every little scrap here in this bottom lane.
quick score by Slowbro. They're almost put to sleep. Light Screen bops them back a little bit. Tons of damage going in on Zugrug, though. The Surf in tandem with Yeetfan, who just pulled up and dealt some damage, going to be just enough to allow them to retreat here. Wigglytuff going towards the center as those 8-minute birds are open. But right now we see these two Pokemon scrapping it out over a wild Pokemon.
There's so much experience down there for these, two Pokemon to try to secure from each other. Obviously, it's really difficult to out-secure that Espeon, but Otter is trying their best. So we actually see Yeetfan moving up right here, getting a huge boosted attack, huge Psyshock, huge Psy Beam right there onto Zugrug.
Yeah, dealing that critical amount of damage may seem innocuous, but it keeps Zugrug there so that Amaterasu can do what they want with the wild Pokemon on their side of the map unencumbered. So that's a critical component of that. The birds are populating on the map, and they are absolutely eviscerated in the top path. Who knows where they went?
Yeah, TTV just moving up there, taking everything in one huge burst while they're leaving Celestial up in this top path, sending 3 Pokemon down to this bottom path. We are 5 seconds away from our top and bottom Regis hitting the map right here. 2 members of Amaterasu are bottom, and it looks like they are also bringing the Glaceon down here as Regirock is being started. Zugrug moving in with a big Sing, and here comes huge damage with a Psyshock from Gardevoir.
And it's dribbling through. We're going to have to get a reset on JL. The Regirock is back into the middle and is taking tons of damage. Zugrug eats an egg, but we'll see what they can do. Glaceon Unite comes out. Are they going to Icy Wind into the middle? Mew takes care of Slowbro in short order and also takes the Regirock. So that's a KO and the objective for the Mew. Otter is feeling it in this second game, Spraggles, and Amaterasu has nothing less in it as the Unite moves come out from both sides. Mew and Espeon, but it's Mew that gets the better exchange. That thing is getting huge. Finally coming through. The pressure's on. JL's on the chase. Can they get this courtesy KO for the squad? They do. So a good deep push by the support player on Amaterasu to get something out of nothing.
Yeah, absolutely. Great fight there from TTV. An amazing attempt from the Hoopa to start picking up something because that fight really did not go their way. And of course, we see the egg bombs coming out from the Blissey, making it hard for everybody on Amaterasu to go home. If you time that right and they get knocked up, they cannot make it back through their hyperspace hole. They've got to have their feet on the ground.
And that's why we've seen the importance of the egg bombs and things of that nature to keep them from going through the portal and getting those heals. Nudo scrambling back. Are they going to catch a reset? They get bopped by Celestial and can't make it to the portal in time. Just what you were talking about. Lutano is focus firing everybody down. JL catches another bad end of an evil receipt as now they're trying to move forward, but it's the Bliss Assist on the Celestial. They want to seal this thing up. Glaceon Unite comes out. They're going to see what kind of things they can do with that, but it's not much. They actually have to retreat because Celestial took the Regieleki and TTV is looking to put the pressure on. Tons of damage on Nudo. Boosted Auto sorts them out. No problem. Celestial goes down, but the rage continues for TTV. They are ready for Amaterasu, and they want to take this game in convincing fashion.
Amaterasu having to deal with this Regieleki right now, just being pushed around in this top path. All the while, we have more scoring happening in the bottom path. Wigglytuff putting in points for TTV. Right now, though, it is 11-40. Neither team really wants to break these goals. They want to keep this fight happening between these two and continue to secure all of this wild Pokemon experience that they can. Sending Yeetfan, the Espeon, back down to this bottom path. You really can't out-secure this thing as it's going to be able to get fed and get a ton of levels. Everyone making their way down to the bottom path right now as we have a Regi spawning on the map. Nice big Solar Beam taking that wild Pokemon. Zugrug in the face here of the Hoopa. And of course, this Hoopa can bring everyone down whenever it wants. It has its Unite move on the ready.
Inder going for a cheeky score, but it flipped the attention of Amaterasu backwards, and TTV was able to get a positional advantage on this Regirock. However, the damage is chunked. The boosted auto smashes into the Glaceon, and they're looking for an opportunity to Icy Wind somebody down. Another Unite out of Glaceon. They get so many of them. Trevenant Unite back the other way. Picks up Zugrug. That's the only player that hits. They sleep in tandem with the Mew Unite, but they're right there for the Espeon, who pops the fire. Glaceon takes care of the Mew. This Regirock's going down, and Lutano sorts it out, which is exactly what TTV wants. A couple exchanges for the KOs, but at least you left with the objective. Is Zugrug going to be on the chopping block? Inder and them are working together. They've been hip to hip for a long time. They don't plan on changing that now. They're peeling back, and they are successful with that. Just amazing time and space bought by Lutano there. Nudo just forced to work on wild Pokemon because TTV are out.
Take a look at that side shock into a side beam just cascading through TTV as they push onto this goal right here. This fight is somehow not over, but TTV is trying to finish it as they KO Espeon. Trevenant coming in with the giant wood hammers. The solar beam not able to push the back. Amaterasu is relentless as they are crashing this goal, trying to put in 80 points. No, Otter won't let it happen. Huge solar beam and a giant surf pushing them around. Glaceon goes down. They are still not able to break this goal. They're continuing the fight. Lutano moving in and getting juked right now. The giant wood hammer. The surf comes in with a huge KO. The Trevenant's still here, still fighting, getting pushed back now here by Zugrug. Looks like Zugrug's going to try to chase this down. Here comes Otter to finally put a nail in this coffin, and they do. This fight is somehow done. It's done.
JL with the sickest bait and switch I've ever seen. You want to talk about rope-a-dope? We just found one. That was a bob and weave for the history books. Now TTV is putting a little bit of a siege on this bottle of goal zone. It is successful. Light screen bubbling out, rolling, so they can't keep TTV from scoring. TTV finally breaking the 100-point mark on the scoreboard here, 137-63.
And finally breaking the 100-point mark. We're at 2 minutes, 20 seconds in this match. They have been fighting back and forth, just an absolute slugfest for so long. I don't know if everybody inside the game even realizes that we are about to have Rayquaza on the board here in 10 seconds. 4 members of TTV up here in this top path as Otters make their way up. They almost catch Yeet Fan right here. Gonna go ahead and make it home and get all healed up as we start our positioning here for Rayquaza. TTV very aggressive right here in the face of Amaterasu. Amaterasu pushing forward. Rayquaza being started right now. TTV could be looking for their secures. We have the Hoopa Unite move. It actually gets sent back through its own hyperspace hole.
That is wild. They're trying to find Nudo, which gets KO'd in short order. The Trevenant is down on the side of Amaterasu. TTV, all players standing. They're chucking the Space Fist. Who's seeing who they can stun up? The Surf from Rolling is coming through, but it only touches Zug, and that's not who you want. JL, who's kind of been the best player in Amaterasu in this game, goes down quickly. Trainer's trying to find it. Unite move from the Lucario goes right through Trainer, but they get KO'd in short order. Glaceon sorts out the Lucario, and I can't believe they're still standing as Espeon is peeling downstairs to see what they can do. They just want to try and escape. Lutano baits them in. Big Unite. Can they close it out? No, it goes by sideways. Lutano comes in. Blitz is just in time to save. Fairy Singularity back the other way, and now Lutano is feeling big. TTV peeling back for a re-engage.
And here we are, 137 for TTV, 63 for Amaterasu, as we have Zugrug scoring in the top path, being stopped actually by the Hoopa, and TTV is once again pushing onto this Rayquaza. Glaceon making its way to the middle of the map right here. Huge Unite move onto the Gardevoir. Rayquaza is getting very, very low, and we are looking for a secure. Who's going to be able to get it here? And it looks like it is TTV who's able to pick that up. It is the Mew. It's Otter. Absolutely devastating for Amaterasu as they are running towards these goal zones right now, trying to put more points on the board. There is 60 for TTV, and the points are going to keep coming in, Dude Snacks.
Tons of points on the map everywhere. Hundo burgers are being eaten by both sides, but TTV with those Rayquaza shields are getting the better end of it. Celestial trying to find their mark here as they're sitting on the goal zone with no points, waiting for the rest of the team to pull up. 401 to 247. More points raining in quickly. Make it over 500 for TTV.
There we go. TTV taking game number 2. Amaterasu is holding on for dear life right now because one more loss and they are knocked out of these grand finals. TTV will take the big prize and all of the championship points.
Golly, what a final fight by TTV. That was truly back and forth, but they found their opportunities and were able to cash in. Great play. Lutano really going big, but the player for me was Otter. They were all over the place. They were moving so well.
Let's head into our game number 3 right here. TTV versus Amaterasu. They are looking to become your Aeos Cup champions right now, Doob Snacks. Amaterasu in so much trouble. They've got to win 3 in a row, but we've seen it happen. We've seen bracket resets, and not only have we seen bracket resets, we've seen teams come back and win the whole thing.
Absolutely. But all the momentum is in the hands of TTV, and they need to leverage that and keep pushing. They need to keep pushing and put Amaterasu against the wall. Their back is certainly against the wall. Now, like Spartan, kick them through it. You know, send them out the house. TTV is looking very strong. Don't even. I know you said they have the opportunity to do some wacky things or maybe flip Rayquaza. They have some games to give, but don't give them any games. Like, put a statement here. TTV is back. We're back. We're back. LG, who are you? Amaterasu, you won what? Aeos Cup champions TTV in a 3-0 smackdown. That's where they want to end up at the end of this one.
Oh, didn't you just get hired as TTV's hype man, by the way?
I was pretty good. If I was that,
honestly, I thought that was great.
I listened to it before tournaments.
I mean, yeah. They can play that in their headphones. That would be pretty good. I like that.
TTV, you're welcome. There you go.
Here we go. TTV locking in the Lucario, locking in that Blissey. Again, Amaterasu looking for the answer to what TTV has been throwing at them here. We've got a Trevenant and we have a Venusaur here. Got that Comfey right there. Comfey Venusaur, a really powerful combo. We've seen Nudo do some incredible work throughout this tournament with this double stacking Venusaur right here. Got the specs, it's got the cookie, gets really tanky, gets really mean, and oh boy, Lutano's got the bird.
I'm hoping Yeetfan takes their bird for themselves as well. You're going to have some good targets here for the Comfey, again, between Roland and Nudo. This is going to be a fun game. Yeetfan, they're looking for it. They switch off to the Urshifu. Still another great Comfey target, which we mentioned before. The more of those you can naturally build into your composition, the better off you'll be. But all eyes are going to be on that Dodrio for me, for TTV. You let them have a comfort pick, and now it's time to flex in a big way. How does a three-headed bird flex? Question mark. You're the professional with tight muscles or whatever. Tell me how that happens.
A three-headed bird does not flex, but they have 3 separate hats. And this is huge. It's unbelievable. Each one looks different from the first. And if you're not using that HoloWare, I'm going to be furious. You're already on thin ice, Lutano, because of your trainer card.
Trainer card is sus. HoloWare needs to be in action. Ultimately, Spraggles is a big fan of cranial accessories, and the more cranial accessories you can wear at once, the bigger the fan that you become. Fair?
Look, if you had a tiara on right now on top of your headset, I'd like you even more.
What if I had a top hat, tiara, ball cap? That's 3 hats.
Love that idea. Absolutely love that idea. TTV, Amaterasu, game number 3 of your grand finals. TTV just needs one more win, one more Rayquaza, one more moment where they stop their opponents from being able to do anything, and they win the whole thing. They win all the championship points, and they win the massive prize pool of $10,000. Is that right? Oh my gosh, why am I casting? I should be playing this. Is it really $10,000?
It is $10,000, Spraggles, and neither of us would have been able to earn it because we ain't that good. Amaterasu back against the wall, and they need to come out swinging here. They've got some great picks. Nudo with the Venusaur Comfey collar does a ton of work, does a ton of damage, and they're going to try and use that to take over Game 3 and keep pushing this further.
I can't wait to see what kind of Dodrio we get inside this match. You know, there are a few Pokemon in Pokemon Unite right now. You really just don't know what build you're going to get. Are you going to get the Rapid Strike style or Shifu? Or are you going to get that Wicked Blow? Are you going to get a Tri-Attack, or are you going to get that Drill Peck? Are we going to see a Fire Spin, or are we going to see a Flame Charge? It's just so exciting that there are so many valuable Pokemon that can have multiple builds right now.
Are you going to get a Scald, or are you going to get a Surf? Had to get it in there. Slowbro's the best. Let's go. Roland trying to get their points in. They do. They're stacking successfully here. Peeling back, grabbing both berries isn't a bad look for them, as the chase is actually on to the other Amaterasu player trainer.
Yeah, they're pushing forward here, looking to get that secure with that water gun. Not able to get it with the water gun right here as we head to our top path. We've got that Comfey, and we have that Bulbasaur looking for their 5. They just need their level 5 so they can evolve and get their Giga Drain. That's just going to put them in a position to, you know, make it a lot harder to KO this Pokemon, as we have Ender and Celestial pushing forward right here. Down in our bottom path, we see Lutano. We're going to have a good idea of what kind of bird we've got here in a second. It has not even a single hat on. Lutano, I am so through with you.
No hats, horrible trainer card. Lutano, maybe with the money they win from this event, they'll be able to do something special with it. Zugrug playing so far forward, buying so much time for Lutano. Zugrug is a linchpin of this team. I refuse to come off that point.
Absolutely, the fulcrum without question as Zugrug puts in another. Nope, didn't put in the 9 points at the bottom, but there they go, scoring right here. And we actually see Otter getting taken down possibly by Yeetfan. Oh, huge evolution right there with the iframes, but they are not able to survive. Wow, see you later. Oh my gosh, like a little jetpack, and they just fly away.
boing, hit that springboard, sail away for victory. Good look by Yeetfan, and that's the type of plays they need to make to win Game 3. Pushed forward, got a big-time KO, even through the evolution iframes. They stuck with it and able to make the retreat. Huge, huge, huge for Amaterasu. That's a big confidence boost.
Look at Roland right there, having some beautiful hollow wear. Lutano moving in here, giant drill peck right there, massive wood hammer as they push forward. Here comes the mystical fire. Trainer with the big time KO right now. Ender in some trouble, pushing forward towards this squad right here. Otter still throwing those mystical fires, but getting pushed back, does not yet have their second move.
Glaceon does play very well into the face of Dodrio. However, they have to obviously be in range of each other, but that sure hit on the Icy Wind is going to be worth its weight in gold in the late stages of this game. Zugrug stemming off the tide of Yeetfan as Yeetfan's just trying to seal up this Altaria. They do get it. Level 8 already for them.
Yeah, looking incredible right here, and their combos are just amazing. They're fighting so incredibly well. Nice big shield right now as they push into Zugrug's peak, is stemming the tide. Here comes the Surf as they're trying to push them off the goal right here. Roland attempting to put some more points on the board as no one is ready for this fight in the bottom path or the top path. We don't have anyone on either objective.
Yeah, TTV is really trying to smother the Ivysaur and not let it get too big. Simultaneously, Trainer is taking KOs all over the map, and that Ivysaur is going to be able to get a huge chunk of points in here in short order. The defense is going on because Lutano is refusing to give up with it. Here comes Celestial, tons of damage coming through. They dart with the Bone Rush combo. They get the KO. Roland finds themselves with an opportunity here as Kofi gets credit for the Lucario in that exchange. Not a bad look for Amaterasu.
Here we go, Amaterasu deciding whether or not they're going to go for this Regieleki. They're kind of chipping it up a little bit here, but they're not putting a ton of priority on it, as we do see that they're able to secure this objective in the bottom path in the face of two members of TTV.
They're working through in short order. Ender just hanging out to see if they can make a play here. Trainer and Roland taking their time. I'm watching where that Dodrio is, and it might be able to pincer them through if they don't get this Regieleki. It is flying in the face of TTV for now. Amaterasu content with the work that that's going to do, and they're taking the wild Pokemon.
Now this goal has 80 points in it, so it looks like TTV does not want to let this Regieleki walk in there, because that could mean a huge amount of points going in from Amaterasu as they are pushing forward right here. They want to push this into their goal. They're moving forward, going towards Ender. No, and actually they just push them away from the goal, zone them out. Regieleki walks in, and now they are able to have a massive overcap.
36 points for Amaterasu. Great point lead here. Way different than game one. The Venusaur is online. This Comfy JL is everywhere. But did you see how JL hopped on Roland for that push to make sure the Regieleki goes in? Good look. Now it hops on Yeetfan because that's the next #1 priority for them. Lutano hasn't been able to find much purchase yet, but maybe the Venusaur is the place they want to start. They try and go in, but there's rolling for the cover support there. Amaterasu is moving very well right now.
Yeah, the Dodrio just needs the perfect target. Once it gets it, though, it can do some insane damage to Amaterasu, but it really doesn't want to get next to that Comfy because it can stun it. It really doesn't want to get next to that Trevenant because those wood hammers will shut it down pretty hard. As we see Yeetfan just continuing this assault, feels like they've been kicking Zugrug in the face all match.
Zugrug can withstand it because they've been on solo duty in the bottom path for a long time as TTV's trying to make something happen elsewhere. Nudo gets engaged on, Fanciful Fireworks comes out, Blissa sends it onto Celestial. They've got an opportunity to push. It's just Roland trying to hold it down in the face of 4. Kofi Unite comes out, and they're going to try and put work. Magical Leaf gets all over Ender, stuns him down, slows him down a little bit, but is Roland looking for the next opportunity? No, they're peeling back, but Trainer's coming up with the Glaceon, and you take a couple knocks to the chin, you get some points in downstairs.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, you stay there long enough and you'll get something to happen here. As we can see, Lucario in a ton of trouble right here, being picked up by Amaterasu, just in the wrong central area. As we have an objective here in the bottom path, we see Yeetfan. We also see the Comfey on the side of Amaterasu down here as they move forward to once again kick Zugrug in the face.
That Comfey with the Magical Leaf, the orb it kind of puts around the player, allows you to suss out players that are hiding in the tall grass, and that's crucial opportunity. 11 sticks on the hits. 1-1, bang, that's a quick time KO, and they take the Regice in short order. Regice, Glaceon, making it work.
There we go. Up in the top path, it looked like TTV might be mobilizing something here for Regieleki. They are behind by over 100 points. We're at the 3-minute 20-second mark. This Comfy going to be able to keep this Urshifu healthy, but it looks like they want to chase it here with this Delphox. No, TTV is actually going to pull back. This could explode into a big fight. I don't know if either team realizes how many members of each team are actually right here in the center.
Zugrug on defense duty as Lutano went down to get some points in, 155 to 231, and we've got less than a minute until Rayquaza. Lutano, like a woodpecker in a petrified forest, looking for opportunities.
Wow, I've never even really thought what a horrible time they would have down there. But here we go. Lutano in this bottom path. Nice big drill peck as they push towards Nudo right here. And they're going to pick up this KO as Amaterasu is taking Regieleki in this top path. You have to wonder how much effort TTV is going to want to put into this Regieleki, or if they just want to make their way to the center. They do have two Pokemon that should be able to fight it. If they could get their Delphox up there, they could probably rip it fast enough to still have great positioning around this Rayquaza fight. We are 19 seconds away from what could be the last Rayquaza of your Aeos Cup Grand Finals. TTV wants to put this away right now.
I'm watching that Venusaur. Nudo needs to tick over to 13 if Amaterasu wants to have a chance at this one. Good positioning by Amaterasu as we're lining up for an engage.
Here we go. TTV making their way towards this central area. We do have a member of Amaterasu, and it looks like they might even be letting them walk towards this top goal, seeing if they can bait one of their opponents away from this main fight, as TTV might be starting it. They know they are scoring right now, and now they are on Rayquaza.
The fanciful fireworks come out. Nudo goes for the engage. Tons of stumps are coming up. That's a Trevor Unite right in the middle. Catches so many players at TTV. The Bliss the Blissey sorts it out on the Rayquaza. There's one player down for Amaterasu, and TTV is taking this thing. Ender on this Blissey is something different. Sealing up yet another objective in the face of an amazing team, but Yeetfan getting the break speed off from my Celestial. Bone Club beating them down as this skirmish rages on. It's ducket time. Those burgers are going in. It's 424 TTV, 331 Amaterasu.
This match is still incredibly close for Amaterasu, but TTV is ahead right here. 1 minute left to decide whether or not Amaterasu will walk away with $10,000 or $5,000. They want to push here. They are less than 100 points behind. One big push, one big fight, and they can make this happen. They have a Unite move on their Comfy, but that is it. We have the Delphox Unite on the side of TTV, and that can make an incredible defense on any goal zone.
Nudo trying to find their way to the rest of the team because they're making a big-time siege. They're getting pressured by Dodrio. They're chasing down Lutano, but this is just a fruitless endeavor. Lutano's leashing them to the wrong side of the map. Nudo's on the chase. They want the KO, but can they flip back and get with the team in time? They're going for the gut goal zone, but who's waiting for them but Zugrug? They peel back to try and join the squad. Are we getting any points here? 2 players down for Amaterasu. Comfy Unite comes out. Blissey gets a KO on the Trevor. Give him 2. This is Ender's game. Get out of here. Pot shots from a distance. It doesn't matter. And Nudo is just taking the sacrificial lambs out here. They don't even care about the score line. TTV.
5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1 before we can say TTV is back. They are your Aeos Cup North America Grand Finals champions. Amaterasu, TTV, Luminosity each taking one win inside of these monthly finals, but TTV taking down the biggest one, the one with the most championship points, the one with the biggest prize pool. TTV is on top once again.
You can't say enough about this squad. Amaterasu, you had your shot. Luminosity, you had your shot. But this month's champion is spelled TTV. And although these stat lines and the KOs look different, it doesn't matter. The score line is what matters.